But now let's get into the preview for Eastern Kentucky. BYU is playing another, basically, smaller college. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm not going to say a team's bad. I'm sorry. In college football, you can't say a team is bad just because they're bad or just because they're in a lower division. I didn't mean to say that they were bad. I meant to say because they're in a lower division or because they're in a conference that's not as good as, let's say, Mountain West. You can't say a team is not good. Texas State had been in every game up until BYU. They led against BYU, but you knew BYU was going to retain control, and they took control and won the game. That's why I think, per the different opponents, that's why BYU is so good, and I think that's why people are drinking the blue Kool-Aid with them. But Western Kentucky, they're not having the best season, so I expect BYU to win this game. Now, my keys to the game, if they want to be in contention for the college football playoff or New Year's Eve 6, they need to take the lead early, just like they did against Texas State, just like they did against Louisiana Tech, just like they did against Troy and Navy. And they need to destroy Western Kentucky. The thing I'm nervous about is Kalani Sitake going to get in trouble and be repped as putting up points on the board. Because I was seeing a lot of it on Twitter on Saturday night, okay? So, but here's the issue I have with that, and I didn't mean to really make this a segment. If you're mad that BYU is doing that, I totally get it, but at the same time, people have to understand that we're trying to compete for not only a New Year's Eve 6 game, but possibly a national championship. So with the schedule they have, I'm sorry, but they have to do this. They have to blow out teams by a lot. They have to put points on the board. They have to look good doing it, which for the most part with all of them they have, and that's why they're ranked number 11 right now. I mean, they were ranked 12 last week, and they moved up another spot, which I felt like there were a couple teams that shouldn't be ahead of BYU, which I'm not going to get into that. That's an entirely different discussion. But it's okay, look, I get the frustration. I get it. And we probably shouldn't have, and that was another great play, by the way. It was the fake punt. Probably shouldn't have done that. I was like, oh, that's a cool play. But I'm like, we're up 49-14. Or we were up 49-7. I was like, don't do that again because people are going to get pissed if we keep doing that. So, but that's the thing. I think people get it too. Because the coach for Texas State even came up and shook Sitake's hand. I don't think he was too mad about it. Because it's something we have to do. It's something BYU has to do. I hate it, but it's something they have to do in order to win. And this is a thing, too, also. Another kind of weird tangent I'm going off on. I was listening to the radio this morning when I was going out to get some food. And I was listening to the Zone. And they have the little segments of people they talked about. A former BYU linebacker, I don't remember his name, so I'm sorry. I don't remember the name. Person was on there. He said he wants all the smoke. And I agree with him fully. Because here's the thing. I used to be under the impression BYU needed to be in a conference to really be in the discussion to win a national championship. Because I feel like recruiting was better and all this, and this. But BYU has done a terrific job with just doing this by being an independent. Because now, because of the pandemic, and they got extremely lucky, now they have a shot at getting this New Year's Eve 6 game. And if BYU wins it, you're going to get recruits going, whoa, the BYU team's actually pretty good. Maybe I should go there. They could be competing for national championships. I'm not saying BYU is going to become the next Clemson or Alabama. I'm just saying that you want to take on those teams. And I feel like BYU would have been pretty decent. I think this BYU team is that good. I have never been sold on a BYU team before until this year. And it's because every game where they've played a Troy or they've played a Louisiana Tech, they've looked like the UTSA game. And so it's because, we got this. mentality, you know. But then for the big games, they would focus and they get a win. But I'm like, if you guys would have just focused for the UTSA game and not lost, you know, we'd be in discussion for winning a national championship, you know. And that's why I think the committee now is giving respect to BYU this year, is because that's what they're doing. And bottom line, it sucks, but they have to do it. If they want to win or even have a shot at getting a New Year's Eve 6 bid, they have to go into this Western Kentucky game and just destroy them. If Eastern Kentucky, or Western Kentucky, excuse me, I put it as Eastern Kentucky on my stupid paper. I should just fix that next time. If they want to win the game, they got to just keep it close. It's like plain and simple. If it's a closer game, it's going to bode well for Western Kentucky than it is BYU. But even then, I still think BYU will come out on top. And here's my prediction. BYU is simply going to win this game because they have a better level of focus from winning the Houston game than they did with the UTSA. I'm picking BYU to win 45-10 in this game. I'm going to just go with those because I don't think BYU is going to score 50 every time. They could score like 60, you know, but I think if they do it again where they take out Zach Wilson, there's no way. And I think they should do that. I think if they've blown him out enough, take a control, put the second string in. Except Romney played terrible. in that game, he was so good last year, and then he just made some stupid decisions. I'm looking at this right now. He was 5 for 10, 45 yards, or 49 yards. Sorry, his average was 4.9 yards. He threw a pick, and he had a QB rating of 4.0. Okay, Neil Powell went 1 for 1 for 16 yards. He had a 94.8 pass rating. Come on, Romney. Let's get it going. You're probably going to play next game, so pick it up a little bit. Don't make those dumb decisions. Don't be nervous. You already won the game, so why you got to be nervous for? You know? So it's just things like that. But it's cool that we could talk on the show and be like, hey, it's okay. You know, BYU still won the game. Instead of like years past where it's like, well, we blew it. So yeah, pick is 45-10. I think BYU is going to come out and just really destroying this game. And then we can focus on Boise State, and that's going to be the game. That could be like game of the year territory in college football. I don't know, but I'm happy Boise State moved up in the standings. When I saw the 25 this morning, I got excited because then boom, ranked opponent, boom, if they win the Mountain West, then you beat a conference champion, but you also beat a ranked opponent. So that just bodes so much better. They have to win these next 2 games and then move on to win the next 2. And then obviously, like I said before, let's get another game on the schedule. I don't know if that'll happen, but it should happen. All right, let's get to the good, the bad, and the ugly of this weekend. The good, BYU played amazing from the get-go. And I hope they can continue this even against Boise State. The throw that Zach Wilson made was insane. They projected that's like a 63-yard throw. I think it was a little bit more than that, but it was like a 63-yard throw. He's throwing it from one side of the field to the other, 45 yards to Dax Mill. It was amazing. It was just, I was impressed. I've never seen a quarterback do that. I've never seen like Patrick Mahomes. I've never seen like a quarterback do that. It was the craziest throw I've ever seen. And it was perfect. It hit Dax Mill right where he needed it, and then he scored a touchdown. It was amazing. I'm still geeking out about that throw. Granted, I have a kid now, so I had to watch the games at very low volume or no volume at all. And my son wouldn't sleep that night, so I was watching on my phone with no sound. And but it was still cool. It was so dope. It was so cool. I don't mean to get out of like professionalism. Obviously I bowed professionalism, but that was a dope throw. It was amazing. Penn State's loss really helped BYU, and now it can help this weekend if they can get a win against Ohio State, which I'm going to be pulling for them to win, and maybe a couple of top 10 teams losing to some ranked opponents. So that can happen. Obviously, BYU is going to be top 10 going into the Boise State game, but then it really helps BYU win. Helps them out so that they could get that New Year's Eve 6 bowl game that everybody's been wanting to get. And finally, the fake punt was so sweet. I texted my dad right after that. I'm like, holy, that guy's fast. Like, even the punter for BYU is fast. He was crazy quick. And I didn't think that they weren't prepared for it. I just think nobody expected that. And I think Texas State was like, they're going to punt the ball, right? So that's kind of what helped the punter get up the field. The bad. Come on, second string. Pick it up next game. Come on, man. Except we got that interception. That was pretty sweet. And the ugly. I already said he had a QBR of 4. Come on, Romney. Let's pick it up next week. Let's make not so many hasty decisions next week. Come on, man.